All right, so 9.6, we're now factoring ax squared plus bx plus c. So we now have a number in front. Okay, so these are going to be a little bit different from the other ones. The way you go about them is the same, but...
Wait, where are the numbers?
Well, there will be numbers. It's just the title of the section. All right. So basically we have what they call the arch method. That's what I'm going to use to do these. Okay, so when you have something like your ax squared plus bx plus c, then you're multiplying a times c, okay, and so then you're taking whatever that is and you're breaking it down to find the factors that add up to give you the middle number. Okay, so now instead of just looking at c, when I'm deciding what my factors are, I'm looking at a times c. So I'm looking at whatever number's in front times c. Okay. So some examples. 3t squared plus 8t plus 4. So to do this, I'm going to multiply 3 times 4. Huh? Okay. So 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm looking for factors of 12 that add up to give me 8. Okay, 6 and 2. They're both positive. Okay, these are where I was talking about the other day. It matters, in a sense, what order you put them in. So I'm going to put the 6 with the 3 and the 2 with the 4 just to make it easier. So when I write them down, we start out 3t squared plus 6t plus 2t plus 4. Okay, so you're back to having to write this step. When there's no number in front, you can get away without writing the step. Okay, when there is a number in front, you've got to write it. Okay, so if there's not, you don't. If there is, you do. So now, factor by grouping. So what can I take out of this first one? 3t. And what does that leave me with? I took out a t, so I'm just left with 2. What can I take out of this one? 2. So 2, and that leaves me with t plus 2. Again, these two things here still have to match, okay? Must match. Okay, if they don't match, something's wrong. You need to go back and do it again. But with that, then our final answer, copy down the stuff outside of the parentheses. So we've got 3t plus 2 times t plus 2. And that would be our final answer. And again, you can FOIL to check every single time so you don't risk getting it wrong. Okay? Some of you on the pop quiz yesterday would have greatly benefited from foiling to check. All right, another example. Let's look at 4s squared minus 9s plus 5. So, arch method. Okay, I've got 4 times 5, so I'm looking at factors of 20. That, when added together, give me negative 9. So what factors of 20 add up to give you 9? 4 and 5. Okay, because this is negative, but this is positive, both of these have to be negative, so it's going to be negative 4 and negative 5. So then I'm going to have 4s squared minus 4s plus 5s, or sorry, minus 5s. I just said that it was minus, and I wrote the wrong thing. Plus 5. So I'm going to group first two, last two. So when I group these first two, what can I take out? 4s. What does that leave me with? You're right so far. What's left over when I take a 4s out of 4s? 1. All right, and then what can I take out of here? Keep in mind, I want what's left over to look like this. Here, hold on. It's getting blurry. Let me fix it.
1. What?
You
Chris.
can take out 6. No, wait, no.
6.
Nothing.
5. Stop saying
And
numbers.
if I just take out a 5,
-5.
it's not going to match this. I need to take out a -5. So that's going to leave me with s minus 1. So then my answer is the stuff outside 4s minus 5 times s minus 1.
I was on the right track, but I took the wrong approach.
That's all right.
That sounds really deep.
I think I was on the right track, but I took the wrong approach. That's Brandon's senior quote right there.
You know, I see that.
Yeah, Riley's gonna be Nick. Riley just, they were like, what's your dad's name? She went, Nick.
I know, I was like, you probably need to tell them the last name because that's how they kind of refer to each other normally.
What's your dad's name? Nick. Nick Stewart.
All right, another example. 2h squared plus 13h minus 7. So, arch method, 2 times -7 is going to give me -14. Okay, so because it's negative, one of them has to be negative, one of them has to be positive. The middle term is positive, so the bigger term needs to be positive. So what factors of 14 add up or /subtract to give me 13?
14 minus 1.
Okay, so positive 14 and -1. This one doesn't really matter what order you write them in. Probably slightly easier math if you put the 14 with the 7. So you're going to have 2h squared minus h plus 14h minus 7. So we group. What am I taking out of the first group? Take out an h. What does that leave me with?
2x minus 1.
And what can I take out of this one?
7.
And what does that leave me with?
7h.
2, 8.
Wait, you right.
Where's 1?
So I've got h plus 7 times 2h minus 1. Starting to make a little bit of sense.
Yes. That sounds like a joke.
All right, so sometimes there will also be a negative out front.
Oh, ew.
Okay, so something like -2y squared minus 5y minus 3. So, arch method, -2 times -3 is going to be +6. Need factors that give me -5y. or negative 5?
Negative 3 and negative 2.
Would just be negative.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. I was trying to see if this is one of those, because sometimes I'll have two different sets of factors that could work, but I think this one has to be this. All right, so then negative 2. Hold on, let me switch colors.
So since it was the negative 2 times the negative 3, that makes the 6 positive, so it has to be double negative for the factors.
I really believe my senior quote to be shut up.
Yeah.
I like that shit out first.
No, I say shut up, James.
I'm a little lost.
I say shut up.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what, yeah.
No, just because you
I was trying to register, but yes. It's a little confusing when they're all negatives. It's a little less confusing when, yeah. So yeah, so it would be negative 2y squared minus 2y minus 3y minus 3. Too many negatives.
It's negative.
All right, so out of these, what do I take out of the first one?
Negative 2.
Negative 2y, leaving me with
Y. And 1. Negative. Or positive.
yeah, because we're taking out a negative 2y, so that'll all go away, leaving you with 1. What am I taking out of this one?
Negative 3.
Leaving you with y plus 1. So then I've got negative 2y, minus 3, and y plus 1. Okay? I'm okay with you leaving the answer here. Okay? Your book, just so you know, when it does it, because a negative can still be taken out of both of these pieces, they're going to take it and they're going to write it as negative times 2y plus 3 times y plus 1. Okay, either answer is fine. Okay. I would rather you, in a sense, do this than risk messing something up, moving it down to here, because there's nothing wrong with the way it's written in the first one. Okay, nothing wrong with it being written that way. Your book just writes it this way, I guess, to make it look a little cleaner. Okay. But personally, if I was doing it, I would have left it here. So. All right, let's do another one of these. Negative 5m squared plus 6m minus 1.
Positive 5.
2 and 3.
James, can you get where I said?
What?
Are 2 and 3 going to add up to give me 6?
Oh, wait, never mind. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
I
It's
thought
5 and
that
1.
was-
Oh,
What?
that's 5. Wow. Forgot about that one.
So then, negative 5m squared plus 5m plus m minus 1. Grouping. And remember, I've got to make one look like the other. So, what should I take out of this one?
Negative 5.
Negative 5m. So, what does that leave you with?
And
5m divided by negative 5m is what? 1, and what sign is going with it? We have a positive divided by a negative. It's going to be negative. Over here, do I need to take anything out to make this match this?
No.
Okay. Now, in reality, there's still a 1 that's technically being taken out. Okay. And just, I sometimes write it, I usually write it just so I don't forget when I go to write my new terms. So then, negative 5m plus 1 times m minus 1. Now, again, just because for some reason your book is not okay with the variable terms having a negative on them, I don't know why. Okay, I would leave my answer here. But they write it as, why am I trying to draw a box before I draw the answer? Who knows? They would take a negative out and give you negative times 5m minus 1 times m minus 1 and say that that's the answer.
See, if you were real Java, you would have been awed by that.
Either is fine. I tend to leave my answers as the first option. Okay? I'm just letting you know how they're writing it, so if you go to check your answer in the book and it's not matching, that may be why. Okay?
Wait a minute.
Alright, I'm going to give you guys one to try on your own here for a minute. Negative 3x squared minus x plus 2. Alright, so take a minute and try this one.
Oh, I had 2 this morning. I don't know where they went.
You have one in Bible.
I know.
Probably lost them when you took your naps in study hall.
Someone just needed them.
That's what happens when I don't have like class for 2 hours.
You lose all.
Why
your
did you not have class for 2 hours?
So I have.
Because everybody was
lunch,
crying or because...
I know everyone was crying.
And then
We didn't
I
have
had a
choirs, though.
study hall for 5th period. And then because everybody was crying, we didn't do anything in history. So I scrolled through TikTok the whole class period.
Seems effective.
And then, like, by the time I left, I was like, wow, I'm tired. I still don't know what's going on. Like, I get.
Oh, you don't?
So I know that.
Made you think I cared.
I know that we're missing some things. I don't know why.
Oh,
I have like no things.
it's better that way.
I don't care. Mr. Hall just let us watch it Kanto during choir because everyone was bawling their eyes out. And then Brooke started crying about her labs. Everyone was so.
She still is.
And then Amy started crying because everyone else was crying. And then Josh was like, oh my
Well, and then apparently in 5th period, somebody told Amy her face was green.
I made her cry.
I don't know.
Wait, in 5th period?
He had anatomy.
Oh god.
Everybody there like, your face is red, your face is red. Oh, your face is green. That's what I heard.
Amy just, every single day, Amy walks in the choir, sits down and cries about something. Every day.
It's valid.
Valid reason. Shut up, James. My senior quote's gotta be shut up, James, because that's all I say because he was like, shut up.
I'll make something really original.
I think James's yearbook quote should be I cut my pants in 1st grade.
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. I remember when Miss Schindler exposed you to that. It was so
They
funny.
should expose one time I cut a heart in my hand when I was like 4. No, I literally like took the scissors on the top of my head for no reason, and my mom walked by and she was, oh, there's a heart on the top of your head. That was so funny. It wasn't.
You're probably taller than your mom when you were 8.
No, I only got taller than her in like the past year.
How? Your mom
I was
so
short.
tiny.
I was short.
Your mom's like a
Dude,
lot
in
size
5th grade, I
higher.
was short. I was like probably like that's your height. I was like right there. You were tall. I was really really short. I was like the shortest in the class besides like Ducky and Gander. Just short.
Oh, I'm done.
No one asked James.
I was about to, but he read my mind and just decided he was going to tell me before I had to ask.
Oh yeah.
Wait, when you guys were talking, I was doing it weird.
We should watch CC.
We should. Studio C is like the best until season 10.
I just said Series C. I mean Studio C. I think your foot quiz is gonna be. I have no brain cells. Even took away my brain cells. Thank you.
I forgot I froze the screen and I couldn't figure out why everything I just wrote wasn't up there. I was like, what? Alright, did we get an answer yet?
Not quite.
I mean,
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm really bad at this.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
It's okay, so we're gonna do lots and lots of practice.
No one wants your Spider-Man so much. Who's Spider-Man? Use your word. Did you just have to take a shower?
I know Chris didn't. That thing still.
What?
That thing from yesterday is still in Chris. It hasn't faded.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Exactly. James just scrubs himself very roughly.
Nobody can know except me. I don't just give out shower information.
He said, yeah, I'm getting in the shower right now, James. You just start texting James.
I remember my dad being shocked for some reason that the locker rooms here didn't have showers. I was like, bro,
They do have showers.
they do?
I just wouldn't use them, but they have them.
I think that's a
Yeah, no, I know for sure. Because last
If you
They're-
use them, where like
yeah, it was like there's a homeless person living in the
Will you fall?
in the
no, it's
shower.
just nasty. Like,
And
it's
then
nasty. Just a weird
and then Hayden and Sophie would chase each other around for plunger
We do.
in the girls' locker room, and then they bench pressed the bench.
Oh,
Our locker room is so much better.
Yeah, Preston just used to tell me they all would whip people with a belt and stuff.
What? That didn't happen. I'm not pressing over the locker room.
Alright, let's go over this problem. What answer did we get?
I got 2 and 2.
What? Huh?
What?
Well, I got x minus 2 and x plus 2.
Huh?
If you foil that, you will not get back to what you started with.
Oh, I didn't foil it. I should have foiled
If
Anybody
I foil
else?
it, I don't think I'm gonna get back either. I got x minus 1 and x plus 1.
You're not gonna get that back either.
I got negative 3x minus 2 and x minus 1.
You're close. Your signs are just wrong.
How am I so far off?
Alright, so factors of -6 that give you -1 when added would be -3 and 2. So -3x squared minus 3x plus 2x plus 2. Take a -3x out of the first two things, giving you x plus 1, and then take a 2 out of the second set. And that also leaves you with x plus 1, so then you just combine it and you get -3x plus 2 times x plus 1.
I see what I did. I didn't combine the 2 and x, so I had 2x and x.
Mm.
Oh, wait.
I was so confused on how I was that lost.
Okay, and just again, your book would have taken this negative out, so their answer would have been negative times 3x minus 2 times x plus 1. So if you happen to get that instead, that would also be right.
I'll hit him up.
Also,
That's so funny, yeah. Why does he have my lobster necklace?
I think that's sufficient for today.
That is,
I think that's good for today. What do you think? Everybody go with that?
yeah.
No complaints?
We walked in